Hello, my name is Rava Brownbird, and today we'll be exploring how to turn UDL theory into practice by applying it to 3 focus students. Oh, that's good. Can we clean it up a little bit? Excellent.
So what is UDL? The Universal Design for Learning is a framework developed by CAST, or the Center for Applied Special Technology. It seeks to apply the entire brain toward learning by using multiple means of engagement, expression, and representation as part of the learning process. When learners can engage with material in multiple ways, they discover why they want to learn. When learners can access materials represented in ways that make sense to them, they understand what they are learning. When learners can experiment with how they express their knowledge, they develop strategies to apply their education.
Now let's get to know our focus students a little bit.
This is Charlotte. Charlotte speaks English effectively and is her only language. While not diagnosed with a learning disability, she receives exceptional academic support in school. Her home environment is stable and supportive. With Tier 3 supports in place, she is able to perform academically appropriate to grade level, with the noted exception of being slightly behind in mathematics. Her behavior is exemplary, and she gets along well with peers. She takes extra time to perform assigned tasks, but eagerly uses provided support to accomplish academic goals. If her academic performance falls markedly below grade level, she may be reassessed for additional support services. Now, let's meet Taj. Taj has a noticeable speech impediment that is being addressed through his IEP goals. In addition, he receives IEP support for ADHD and high-functioning autism. He spends most of his time in the general classroom with 1 hour a day of pull-out support. He lives with his family, including 2 siblings who he attends school with. Existing support helps Taj read at grade level, though he continues to struggle with writing and mathematics. He uses text-to-speech assistance for writing and appears to benefit from visual aids to help his mathematical understanding. He becomes overwhelmed in class and benefits from additional time between transitions and access to quiet spaces to help him regulate his emotions. He is naturally curious and motivated to learn, though has trouble interacting with peers and tends to misinterpret social cues. He does enjoy socializing, though he has a tendency to take control and could benefit from assistance to develop social awareness.
Now let's get to know Lucas. Lucas is learning English as a second language, and his family does not speak English typically at home. He communicates well, but has noted vocabulary gaps. He has attended his current school for 2 consecutive years. His parents are divorced with split custody, having Lucas stay with his mom during the week and father during weekends. He struggles with reading, being behind by 2 grade levels. He shows creativity in writing efforts, though due to hyperactivity, benefits from having direct support during writing tasks. He is exceptionally skilled in mathematics, with some noted difficulty in problem-solving aspects. He has issues with hyperactivity, which influences his behavior, as he has trouble sitting still. He has a small group of close friends who he spends most of his social time with. Lucas sees a therapist for issues including his split family and has been referred for psychoeducational assessment to determine if he would benefit from additional supports.
Okay, now let's go over 7 theories of learning, how they connect with UDL, and how they can be leveraged to support our students. Differentiated instruction is a learning theory in which instruction is tailored to student learning styles and educational needs through individualization and differentiation. Individualization allows different lengths of time for instruction depending on student needs and understanding. Differentiation allows for different methods of instruction to match student learning styles. Differentiated instruction aligns with UDL principles by encouraging multiple means of engagement, information representation, and knowledge assessment. The classroom should never feel like a prison, even if the classroom is literally in a prison. Learners should be empowered to explore knowledge and not feel burdened to memorize facts for a test. Students are the biggest stakeholders in their own education and should be empowered to maximize the value of their learning through a variety of means. Charlotte receives differentiated instruction through Tier 3 intervention by being afforded additional time and instructional support. Taj may find that methods of instruction that spark his natural curiosity may help him engage independently with writing and mathematics.
Lucas might find that he engages with reading more eagerly if he were provided alternative methods more in tune with interests, such as appropriate graphic novels. The theory of transformational learning holds that learners have radical shifts in understanding when presented with a disorienting dilemma, new knowledge or information which challenges existing understanding in such a way that causes cognitive dissonance. According to the theory of transformational learning, when a learner encounters a disorienting dilemma, they will then go through a period of self-examination, then they will perform critical assessment of their assumptions, then plan a new course of action, then acquire knowledge or skills to carry out the new plan, then explore and try new roles, before finally building self-efficacy in the new roles and relationships. By encouraging students to challenge their expectations through information that may go against previously held knowledge, transformational learning advocates comprehensive cognitive engagement, including through socialization, which aligns with the principles of the universal design for learning. Having one's understanding of reality change through education is one of the most important phases in a person's life and presents with it a real trauma in the way that one event can change a life forever. Providing an environment where students can feel safe and supported to ask questions during this transformative process is paramount. I think using the Socratic method of answering important questions with guiding questions is key to letting this process occur naturally. Transformational learning theory seeks to guide learners through the process of incorporating new schemas into their understanding. Charlotte, Taj, and Lucas are all likely to encounter such potentially transformative information in their educational careers. Incorporating transformational theory into their instruction when such circumstances arise would be an appropriate way to guide any learner's education. Inclusive education is an educational theory in which students, regardless of ability or disability, receive services in the same inclusive classroom. When students do need pull-out services, they should be split from the general classroom in the least obtrusive possible way. An inclusive classroom requires that information is presented and made available in many different ways, and that students are afforded many ways to demonstrate their knowledge. When students with many learning needs and ability levels share a classroom, everyone benefits from a wider range of instructional opportunities. This aligns with the multiple means principle of UDL. Education and the opportunity to grow are sacred in my classroom, and every student deserves the best service wherever possible. Inclusive education can be a delicate balance, especially as personalities and learning styles clash. Fostering a classroom culture of respect and open-mindedness so that students feel comfortable asking or demonstrating that they need help understanding the lessons is key to creating an inclusive classroom environment. All three students receive some support beyond what is provided in the standard classroom. Charlotte receives Tier 3 support as part of the general classroom. Taj receives pull-out support for an hour a day and resource room access. Lucas receives personal therapy for family support during the school day. As long as their additional support is done in a manner not to draw attention to their additional services, their inclusive education needs are being met. Social Emotional Learning Theory, or SEL, is an educational theory which emphasizes the development of self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, relationship skills, and social awareness across multiple social levels from classrooms to schools to families and to communities. Its emphasis on personal growth and community involvement can encourage the why of learning under UDL, helping students develop the intrinsic motivation to use education as a means of personal and communal development. I believe in education as a vessel for personal empowerment. The more connections we make, the more we understand ourselves, others, and our environment. Emotional connections are a key driving factor in human motivation, and learning to channel emotions is a part of healthy development in and out of the classroom. While there is potential for all students to benefit from SEL, some may benefit particularly. Taj may find that he might relate better with his peers by focusing on relationship skills, where Lucas may benefit from self-management to develop strategies to manage his hyperactivity in the classroom. Behaviorism is a theory of education that aims to condition student responses based on operant and classical conditioning. Offering rewards and punishments to encourage or discourage behavior is an example of operant conditioning. Bells tolling the beginning and end of class are examples of classical conditioning. Behaviorism is generally an authoritarian method of student management, which depends on expected social reactions to stimuli, as it emphasizes extrinsic motivators and downplays intrinsic motivation. It does not align well with principles of UDL, which emphasize individual empowerment. Response to musical stimuli is a form of classical conditioning. Utilizing soft musical cues denoting start of class and activity transitions can be a minimally stressful way to indicate to students to take care of the business they need in order to successfully transition. Video games often utilize both classical and operant conditioning to encourage progress, and educational games can be a valuable tool in any learner's toolkit. Due to each of our focus students' circumstances and special needs, behavioral conditioning does not seem to be particularly appropriate. Charlotte maintains good behavior currently. Taj responds differently than neurotypical students due to his autism, and his reaction to behavioral modifications may be difficult to predict. And Lucas struggles with hyperactivity, which could make him resistant to extrinsic behavioral modification. Constructivism is an educational theory that acknowledges the role of the learner in shaping their own understanding through experience. Constructivism places trust in the learner to shape their own education through discovery. Under constructivism, learners grow by doing, just as UDL encourages growth through action and expression. I believe that the most important skill a learner can ever internalize is a willingness and enthusiasm to fail. Growth comes through repeatedly making mistakes and refining understanding through experimentation. Success at a task comes second to the growth through progress in my class practice. Constructivism can be a great theory to apply to Charlotte, Taj, and Lucas's education equally, as all have exceptional needs that may not be well met through traditional top-down education methods. By giving them opportunities to take the reins of their own education, they may find themselves more than capable of filling in their individual identified assessment gaps. The educational theory of cognitivism focuses on memory and recall, strengthening critical thinking, making connections, using existing knowledge to bridge connections, and responding to the environment we learn in. According to cognitivism theory, motivation and engagement drive cognitive learning and contribute to development of higher-order thinking. As UDL principles seek to engage the whole mind in learning and development, and cognitivism explores how learners process information as their minds develop, incorporating cognitivism into how the curriculum is explored is a good way to align with UDL principles. The brain is an amazing and mysterious organ that learns more than we consciously recognize. Experiences shape us into very unique individuals, and recognizing the value of our experiences helps us apply the knowledge and wisdom gained through action. Charlotte is motivated to learn and excel at school, but currently requires considerable assistance. By helping her explore how to bridge gaps in her reasoning, she may find it easier to meet her academic goals independently. Taj might find that intellectual strategies to help him understand his own functioning may help him to better understand how to effectively communicate with his peers. Lucas may find it helpful when developing problem-solving skills to explore how a wider pool of knowledge may help him formulate solutions. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. I hope you found something to take away from my thoughts on these learning theories and how they might be applicable to students in practice. In case nobody has told you this today, you are important, you matter, and you are loved. Take care, and I hope to see you again.